Hey Jean, how are you? My thing says test, but I don't even know how that got there. I had promised a show and tell tonight and almost forgot about it in the chaos at our house and thought, well, I'm just going to pop on real quick. Hey Sandy, how are you tonight? How are you and Jean both doing? I'm doing okay. Still, the sinus infection is trying to drag me down, but I keep fighting it. I don't have I don't catch things. I don't usually catch bugs and viruses and things like that, but I have allergy issues and sensitivities, like cigarette smoke will make me sick in just a few minutes. Well, my it's cold here too. I mean, I know we live in the South, but it's cold. I'm having to wear shoes in the house to keep my feet warm. But my daughter and son-in-law have 2 dogs, and my allergies were getting better. And then they got 2 cats. So there's 4 animals in the house all the time, 24 hours a day. And it's causing a little bit of a problem. I know. I found some awesome stuff, and I've had these for a while and been meaning to drag them out. Let's see if I can see how it's got the little raised thing. Isn't that cool? So, got 2 of those, different sizes. And I'm trying to make room in storage, and I have to go over there every now and again and try to organize so I can find things. I've got several of these books. Look at that yummy paper. I have to think about where my camera is. And then look at that image on there. So I found several of those. A friend of mine has a little antique shop and it's closing. They're doing more estate sales. Now, I haven't coughed at all in the last few hours. Let me grab my water that's over on the other side of the room. I would show y'all a broad view of my room, but it would be embarrassing. Deidre, how are you doing tonight? Okay. I had gotten that in a whole bunch of other stuff and just needed to do a little bit of research on it. And they're not terribly valuable. And her hair needs a lot of work, but her body and her eyes work. I don't know if I can do it yet. Can you see they're open? So her eyes open and close. She's a little dirty, but I'm not going to try to clean her. But sure, I'd be glad to let you get her. Hey, Jennifer. Well, I don't know. What you looking for, Jennifer? Because I got a little bit of everything. These are some of the books I've just recently come across. I wanted to share those. Let's see. There's a couple more I want to get out. I forget who I got this from. I think I bought this from somebody else. But it went in my stack. If you need music, this is an awesome one. Nice big pages. a lot of really cool images in here too. I've got linens. I've got fabrics. The only thing I haven't been able to really get much of lately are laces. I've been trying to find some that I could make, keep them affordable. And I haven't had a lot of success with that. I have, I know a lot of people like Tim Holtz, and I have, I think 5 or 6 yards of this particular fabric, if anybody's interested in that. I have odds and ends, lots of odds and ends to do something with, and I've been stacking boxes right here. So I'll work out of those boxes this Saturday. Now, I will put a caveat out there. If the sinus infection gets worse and I'm doing a lot of coughing, then I'll probably just have to postpone. So I don't want to just cough in your ear. So this is I love this. And I really wanted to keep it, but I've got so much music, I need to let go of some of it. So I've got this and some other music. And that's a nice big thick book. So get that back out of the way. I don't know if there'll be any interest, but I found in an estate sale, I don't think there's a little bit of this. This person worked for Delta Airlines for years. So there's this type of paper. But then he had a lot of this ruled journal type paper, accounting paper. Oh, Jennifer, I'm sorry. I really hate that for your friend and everything. It's a preview, Sherilyn. I'm just trying to give everybody a taste of what I'm going to have on Saturday. I'm going to do packets of these papers, maybe about 15 to 20 sheets in a packet. And so I've got to get that done. So those are some of the kind of things that I have along with the fabrics. I've got, so you guys can tell me if you're interested or not. I've got this is gold. It's harvest gold, not the yellow gold that you're seeing on there. And it's a chenille bedspread. It's in great shape. And I'm going to cut it up into large pieces so that everybody can have a little bit of it. But I didn't know if anybody was really interested in the kind of harvest gold colors. What kind of tumor does your dog have, Jennifer? I'm going to start at 2 o'clock on Saturday, Sherilyn. And I'll have everything ready by then. The 3-year-old has been a 3-year-old all week. So I'm not getting much done until after everybody goes to bed. Typically, when mommy and daddy get home, I'm chopped liver. And he doesn't want anything to do with me. But for some reason this week, because I have things to do, of course, he's in and out of my room. So it's just the way it is. It's, it's just part and parcel of having a child in the house. I've got this. I didn't know if anybody would be interested in it. It might make pretty page flips, especially in a boho album. So I've just been pulling things out and trying to see what I could have ready for Saturday. And I've got tons of books, tons and tons, and tons of music. I've got, so I had these up there before, but I'll put one of them back up here. This has got a little raised thing on it that I thought was really pretty, and it's Punch. Of course, it's Punch cigars, but I thought if you were doing kind of a circusy theme, it would be cute to do the box up in that. It's an all wood box. I've got 2 of these, but I've got some other cigar boxes as well if people are interested in those for projects or storage. I know I got several of these, Lucy. A friend of mine that's closing her antique store or junk shop, you might really want to call it, because what they do is they do estate sales, and then when things are left over, I think they buy them and then put them in their store. And they're doing more and more estate sales now, so they're just finding they're not able to manage the store, so they're closing it. I'm hoping. I had thought we would be able to get together tomorrow for me to go through. She's telling me in her storage there at the shop, she's got a big bag full of the vintage baby clothes, but we couldn't get together. What kind of tumor is it though, Jennifer? She's lived a long life. One of my daughters and son-in-law's dogs gets these cyst-like tumors, and we use Renew 28 on it, and they disappear. She had one surgically removed a few years ago before we started using our supplement. And the last time she got one, they just started putting the Renew on it every day, twice a day, and it just disappeared. Well, I've got quite a few, Deidre. I need to get those moved out of the way. I've got a guy out at one of the antique malls. It's only open once a month that I can get plenty from, and I'd like to help him out because what he raises money for is a charity. So if I sell out of what I've got a source to get some more, so we can have an ongoing source. I'm going tomorrow night to a lady's home that's selling. Okay, masses. Okay. Well, let me know, because I can get you some samples of that Renew and get it out in the mail to you real quick. My daughter and I've said that we need to have a live video and share about this product because it's fantastic for everybody, every animal, no matter what age. Excuse me, but she's working so much. She's working way too much right now. Okay. It's hard. It's hard to know what to do. And I'll try to get her maybe over the holidays when she's got some time off. We can come up with a 45-minute time frame where we can get online and we can share with people that are interested to learn how they can improve their health and their different issues. I mean, my daughter has 2 autoimmune diseases, and she almost died from Crohn's, which was the one she had for several years. And then we believe the medication for the Crohn's caused interstitial cystitis, which means the lining in her bladder disappeared. So anytime she had any urine in her bladder, it was like razor blades. And she was desperate. I mean, I took a lot of pain medication, but she took a lot of the hardcore pain medication. And she's symptom free and pain free and off all medication. Her one, hey Patty, are you feeling better? You've got this chest crud too, don't you? Hey Luz, how are you doing? How are things going? I haven't been able to keep up with everybody, but I'll try to do that. I'll try to get her to think of a time when we can sit and those that are interested in hearing about it. And that way, if you're not interested, you don't have to listen to the conversation. Yeah, she has 2, and my other daughter has rheumatoid arthritis. Good, I'm glad. I kinda waited, to do this to see if you and, Michelle were gonna be on tonight. It is Thursday, right? I hope it's Thursday because that means tomorrow's Friday, and that means mommy and daddy are home all day Saturday and Sunday. Yeah. Well, I'll be glad to share with you, you're at Fort Benning? I thought that was a couple of weeks ago. When are you leaving to go back home? Diet is key, Jennifer. Everything you put in your body and on your body is key. Um, I started learning a lot about different, issues when I was taking care of my daughter with the Crohn's, and then, I went down to take care of an elderly aunt. Hey, Debbie. And, learned a lot more there, and then when I came back up here and Lisa was, pregnant, late stage pregnant with these issues and pain, and then when she had the baby, it was a real struggle. Hey, how are you doing, Laura? Final graduation, okay. For tomorrow's pretty toast for me, and Saturday I'm having a sale, so if you're still in the area on Sunday, let me know. I'll try to head that way. Trying to think where Fort Benning is from here. Let me look it up real quick. I've been there. It's just been forever and a day. Directions. I was outside of Columbus. That's what I was thinking. Okay. You're 2.5 hours away from me. Now, who's graduating? I know it's somebody in your family, but who's graduating? Yeah, you'd have to drive through Atlanta. Do you take 75 back home? Now, what's the it's Army. I know that. I know Fort Benning's Army. My brother was Air Force. So he was never anywhere close to home. Yeah, congratulations. That's awesome. What's he gonna do? Let me uncover these. The new folks haven't seen those. And I've got several of these filet crochet type panels. Ranger's awesome. So where's he going to be posted? Do you know yet? Yes, thank him for all of us for his service. I need to sell something. I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared. I would show you my room, but I would be terribly embarrassed. I would never be able to face any of you guys again. Yeah, come on by, Patty. My father was in the Navy. My stepfather was in the Seabees. I have an uncle that was in the Army, and he retired a lieutenant colonel. And then my brother was in the Air Force, and a cousin was in the Marines. So we covered them all, except the Coast Guard. I understand. I have to have my glasses. My pair that I really like that don't hurt my head disappeared. Um, I don't think so. I'm sure my daughter has, Jennifer, the one with the rheumatoid arthritis, and she's seeing a great doctor right now too. Hey, Aaron. And he's a naturopathic doctor. And then she's working with her chiropractor, and she works with I don't know what you call her. She's a massage therapist, but she does a lot of the other stuff too. So she's helping her get on track. That's awesome. I mean, I have just the regular arthritis, just my fingers aren't all twisted and it's painful. I have more trouble with a couple of fingers than others. But before we started doing our ASEA, I couldn't do this. I couldn't close my hand into a fist. That was as far down as I could get. And so now I can, and if I would eat better, if I would stay off the junk, the sweets, that would be even better. And I do good for a while and then I fall off the wagon. So which one? This one or this one? Let me show you guys the paper in this one. Patty, you're gonna love these. I need all your words because I'm missing words tonight. And this paper is yummy. You can feel the texture in the paper. And all the edges are deckled. Look at that image. Let me see. I've got Fort Benning up on my thing. I think I have a friend whose husband was in the Army and they still go down to Fort Benning to the PX down there. Hey, Brenda. I'm just doing some show and tell, Brenda, just showing a few of the new goodies that I got. I've got some fabrics. I've got some linens. I've got boxes here stacked full of stuff that I need to share. I do have, I have a white chenille bedspread and I have two gold ones. I don't think they're the really early ones, but they're in great shape. I know. I love this one. I just got this one. I just got it. And I'm looking for another copy. It's got some beautiful images in it. They're loose. And it's poems in German. But look at the pages. Isn't that pretty? It's God bless you in German. And so I really like that one. And then I've got a copy of the elementary geography. It's in really great shape. And then I've got Lucille, a book of poetry that's in pretty tattered shape. I love the red lines on the paper. So those are the I think the special books that I have, but I've got a ton of other books as well. And then this one has got the gold edging on the papers, and it's the Oxford Book of Poetry. I've got several of the Oxford poetry. And I don't remember who I got that from, but it wound up in the stack, whether it was, a mistake. I don't know. I don't know if I just, things are so confusing in my space right now. And I mentioned earlier that I am supposed to, I didn't finish this. Oh, good. I'm glad you like it, Jennifer. Tomorrow evening, I'm supposed to go to a lady's house locally that has some piano rolls. And I'm hoping she's going to let me go through them. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to find some of the decorative ones. So keep your fingers crossed. Pray that I can find some of those really pretty decorative piano rolls. And then Saturday morning, I'm supposed to go to the antique store and see if she can find that bag of Jean, I wish I could, but I honestly am not, I'm not good tonight to go very long. It's been a long day. My grandson has a little kitchen. It's outside right now. 2 o'clock, Patricia, Eastern Standard. That may have been Amy. I don't remember. I didn't remember where it came from, and I just was pulling books. All of my shelves are full. I wish I had the energy tonight, Jean. I sure would do it. But he's got all this food, all the little plastic pieces of food and cardboard pieces of food. Yes, I would too. I would live in the Library of Congress if I could. So he takes this big bin and he goes through every room in the house and he hides the food in plain sight, most of it. So then we have to go back through the house and try to find all the food. So we do that several times a day. Today we did paint and we did collage. So we did do that. We do a lot of math. But he's a busy, busy boy. Oh, thank you guys for the thumbs up. I don't even think about that. It takes somebody reminding me in somebody else's sale to do it because I just don't think about it. So I've got a couple pieces left from my other sale that didn't get out there. Unfortunately, I don't know where the other booty is. But I've got a ton. I've got 2 boxes of linens I'd like to go through. It is a cute game until you've done it a dozen times, Erin. Until you're stepping over food and until you're having to make sure there's not any on the seat of the toilet before you sit down. Yes, I've tried to discourage that, but he still does it sometimes. So and then those go into the spray it pile. He's loads of cute. He is just loads of cute, and I love him to pieces. But it's been a while. My last grandson is 20 years old. So it's been a while since I've done littles. And it can be exhausting. But I get hugs and kisses every day. He tells me every day, I love you. So on the days that I'm struggling, I just remind myself of that. Here's something I wanted to bring out. Avalanche. I found paper dolls. Yeah, yes, that's about right, Erin. Broccoli or oh, what was the other one? What was the one I found? The hot pepper. The problem is when he goes to hide stuff and it gets too quiet, I have to go look. Because what he's been doing in his daddy's chest, the chest on the bedroom suit, his daddy puts the candy in there that he buys. And so what Liam has been doing is dragging a chair in there. And then there's a thing for the cats. and it's shaped like an hourglass. It's about this tall, and it's about that big around, and it's shaped like an hourglass. So he puts that on the chair and climbs on that and stands to reach into the drawer he can't see into hey Tammy, to try to get the candy. So I can't let him be quiet very long without going to check on him, because he's quite the adventurer. So I got these at the little antique store the other day. So I know we've got some paper doll lovers. Hey, Karen. All right, let me grab something real quick. Now, I meant to put this out there the last time, and it's dirty. It's dusty. It's been sitting in the hallway. Well, he's 3, and he, we do eat in the kitchen, but this is when he's sneaking. And what happened yesterday was, not yesterday, it was Tuesday. Things got real quiet, so I went looking for him, and I found him in there, and I had told him. Yeah, I was just doing a quick show and tell, Karen, and I didn't post anything out there on it. We've had one of those busy evenings where he wouldn't go away and leave me alone. When Mommy and Daddy get home, he's supposed to go away. And for the most part, he does, but sometimes he doesn't. So, but I went in there, and he had gotten a chair and had gotten the candy, and he was sitting in the floor back behind, at the side of the bed on his dad's side. And when he heard me come in the room, he tried to shut, and what he does is he gets a cup, and then he pours the candy in the cup. And so he was in the process of trying to pour the candy in the cup when I walked in. So he tried to shove it all under the bed. 3. He's 3. And then he got upset because I told him, and he'd already done it twice. And I told him, I said, if you do that again, I'm going to spank you. Do you understand me? I said, okay. If you do this again, I'm going to spank you. And so I had to spank him. And I don't like to spank him. So I'm going to have this Saturday. You guys think about it. If anybody's interested in this, I got it thinking I was going to repaint it, and it didn't happen, and it needs to go away because it's not going to happen. I have 2. I can't get to them right now, but I have 2 of the albums that the 78 records are in. Oh, he's been doing stuff like that. I mean, it's like you can't turn your back on him. And he's a climber. He started walking at 9 months old. And he was outside running up and down the hills at 10 months old. So he's busy. Keeps me young and tired. But we cozy in the afternoon. We'll get up on my bed, and he'll have his iPad, and I'll get a book, and we cozy and spend time together too. So he's smarter than me. So other than, I'm just going to tell you, I've got fabrics, I've got books, I've got some papers that I found that I'm going to put into bundles. They're nothing special. But if you don't have these kind of papers, it'll be something for your stash. And so there's another box of these in the storage, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to divvy some of those up and get rid of some of those because I don't need that many. And if I get to the if she can meet me there early Saturday morning, I'll get the vintage baby clothes. And then I'm hoping that tomorrow night, I'll get the, please, I will get the very ornate piano rolls. I'm trying to think. Jennifer, let me see. It's amazing how hard thinking is when you can't breathe. Are you talking about this kind? Hey, that's awesome. My oldest grandson, who's 20, he'll be 27 in February, went to Georgia Tech and graduated with no student loans and a job right out of school making $70,000 a year. And I told him he had to give me credit for it. Because when he was little, when he was Leon's age, I was doing a lot of sewing at night after work. And he would come in there and sit with me, literally under my feet. And I would make, I would give him all kinds of, I don't know what you're talking about, stamp holders. You're talking about the little glassine envelopes? But I used to give him all the scraps and bits and pieces and things to make things with. I told him that's why he decided to be an engineer, because of all the training I had given him. The funny thing is he called me his like the winter of his junior year of high school. And he said, Ma, and that's what he called me, Ma. He said, I've decided where I'm going to go to college. Well, University of Georgia has a great veterinary school. I said, you have? Where? And he said, MIT. And I said, oh, honey, you could do that. I said, but you realize it's cold up there, don't you? Oh, yeah. I said, no, honey, it's cold up there all the time. You got a little short summer, and the rest of the time it's cold. And we had a snowstorm that winter that kept him in the house for over a week. And the week after, when he got back into school and everything, I called him. I said, honey, have you given any more thought to where you're going to go to school next, where you're going to go to college? And he said, yeah, it's going to be somewhere in the South. I said, I knew you were smart. So he got a full ride to 2 or 3 different schools. But he wanted to go to Georgia Tech, so that's what he did. And he worked hard, got lots of scholarships, and my daughter worked herself sick, and he's done, and he's working now, and we're thankful. Thankful he's got a job. He'll make up his mind, Jennifer. He just has to think about it. He's the only one that can decide that, Jennifer. And just give it a little time. It takes time. My grandson went to Georgia Tech thinking he was going to do aerospace engineering. And then before he even got started, he switched to mechanical engineering. So, once they start talking to other people and really researching the field, then they get a better feel for what they want to do. I mean, he was talking to a lot of different people, and then he's happy with his decision. Well, ladies, this hasn't been a great show and tell, but I appreciate everybody that came in tonight to chat, and I'm going to do my best to have those yummies for you, the piano rolls and the vintage baby clothes. But even if I don't have those, I've got 6, 8, 10 boxes stacked beside me. that are filled with things that need to go bye-bye. So I'm going to end it here. I've got to hit the shower and get in the bed. We've got a busy day tomorrow. So I hope you all have a great night. Thank you, Patty. And I'm just so excited for you and your son. What are y'all doing this to celebrate with him this week? Fireman scientist. Now that's a doable thing because there is the forensics involved in fire. Thanks, Jean. Thanks, Deidre. All right, I've got to get something. I didn't cough like this all afternoon. I have several of those. So don't despair. There's several. And I'm keeping one for myself, but there's still several. Good night, Luz. I may just spread those out throughout the day because I know there's a lot of people interested in them. And I've got a bead on some more like this that I'm hoping I can get a reasonable price on. So, okay, please do. And we're off of, we're in Cumming, so you can look that up. Cumming, Georgia. So I don't know what, if you're taking 75 home, there's probably a couple places that we could catch up with each other maybe. We'll see. Good night, Patty. Enjoy your time with your son and thank him for us too. Yep. You're in a little bit warmer part of Georgia. Are you freezing? What's it like down there? It could change any moment. I'm actually hoping it does. Christmas in short sleeves and sandals would be a-okay with me. Night, Karen. Florida's a good school to go to, Jennifer. I just saw that comment. Hey, Curly. Rain. Is it supposed to rain? Is it raining where you are, Patty? Yeah, we're getting rain tonight. Tomorrow, 80% chance of rain. My daughter's birthday's on Saturday, so we were going to try to meet her tomorrow and give her her birthday present. Well, it's coming in here tonight up here, so it's moving in this direction. 85 degrees, yep. It is bipolar. We're in the South. If you don't like it, if you don't like the weather, wait a minute. I had people, when I worked, people from the Northeast would call and ask me about the weather. And I'd say, well, give me a minute. Let me go outside. And they'd, talk, well, what's the weather forecast saying? And I said, they never get it right. Why would you want me to look at that? You don't know whether it's raining or not? I said, well, if you don't know what your weather's going to be. And I said, yes, I do. If I go outside and I get wet, it's raining. If I don't, it's not. You just have to be prepared. Well, I got to go, ladies. I got to go get that shower and get myself in the bed so that I can function with the little tomorrow. Y'all have a wonderful night and a wonderful Friday, and I hope I see you here Saturday. Bye-bye. No snow, Curly. Good night, all.